Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're doing something a little bit different and a little bit special. If you follow the channel, you know I play a lot of Farming Simulator 22, and with the talks of Court Farms coming out by Oxygen David, uh, I figured we would hop into the flight sim and fly over the real life farm and see how it looks. So, yeah, stick around. So let's get back into the plane here and let's get things rolling. First thing we're going to do is turn on the master, and then we're going to open our fuel valve. We are in the Icon A5. This is such a easy plane to fly. It is fantastic for sightseeing, kind of a slower pace with lots of views out of the windows. So I figured we would hop into this one and give it a flyover. So, we've got our master on, we've got our fuel open. Ooh, oh goodness. Okay, there we go. We're good. We're fine. Alright, let's go over to our map. Now, I don't have any waypoints or anything set up here in the in-game map or anything like that. So what I did was I have a little nav map up off to the side on my other screen, and I've got a couple of waypoints set, so I'll just be following that. But we'll go ahead and throw the map up there. Now, I don't think this has a weather setting. There's 3D vision, which would be kind of nice. Well, we'll just go with map. So we're going to be taking off on runway 9 here in Bristol, which is EGGD, Echo Golf Golf Delta Airport in the UK. So we've got our master on, we've got fuel open. Let's go ahead and get our strobes on to notify ground that we are about to start up. And let's go ahead and open the throttle just a little bit. And we are ready to start already. Not a whole lot to do with this plane. Let's get it fired up. Alright, we'll bring that back down to idle. Beautiful. Making sure flaps work. Gears should work. I've already tested. And let's just make sure controls are good. And we are looking good. So release brakes. Test brakes. Alright, we are set. So we need to taxi our way on out to runway 9. Let's actually, before we do that, maybe we should turn on the rest of our lights. So yeah, we'll go nav and taxi lights on and all of that. Alright, now, I wish you could turn on AC and stuff. It's always a nice little feature when, you know, those are added into planes, but that's okay. Alright, we are ready to taxi. So let's go ahead and release the brake, and we'll try to taxi around these guys. Don't smack them with the wings. Yeah, we're good. Oh, maybe not. Okay, yeah, we're good. Now, I've never flown out of this airport before, so this ought to be kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and back the throttle down just a little bit, crack it open. There we go. That way we're not overspeeding or anything. And let's taxi on out to the runway. Yeah, let's see. We're going to want to take... Yeah, this one right here. We could take that one right there that cuts across, and then take a short runway, which would probably have been the better route to take, but that's okay. We'll get taxied down to the end of the runway and get set for takeoff. Alright, so we're coming up to the end of the runway here. We'll go ahead and come down here, turn our landing lights on, and we'll go ahead and set flaps 1. Don't really need flaps for this plane, to be honest. It's so easy to fly. Once you get moving, this thing will take off like a rocket. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and just put flaps on to ease our takeoff a little bit. It is a little bit of a cloudy day here in the UK. I have set up live weather and everything live time. So we'll go ahead and turn off our taxi lights now that we're on the runway. And we are lined up. And we are ready to go. So let's get it straight here. There we go. Ease the throttle up. And there we go. We got a little bit of crosswind here. Oh boy. Let's get up in the air. Get up in the air. We're getting off the runway. We had a massive crosswind there. Had to correct with some right rudder or right stick. But we are up in the air. And yeah, I'm looking at my map now, and I'm seeing that we definitely had a 9-knot crosswind coming off of our right wing there. Not good. Not good at all. Alright, we are up in the air though, positive rate. We'll go ahead and just lift our landing gear, flaps up, and we'll let off the rudder. Alright, and we'll start to make our turn to the right. As soon as we get turned around here, I'll zoom out my map so I can see exactly where I'm going here. If you guys don't use the little nav map for Flight Sim, it's an incredible program. It doesn't take a whole lot of resources. There are some prerequisites that you got to get installed for it, and we're getting up a little too fast here, so we're going to back the throttle down just a little bit so we can nose down. We only wanted to go up to about 1,500 feet here. That way we can get a good sight of the land below us, rather. So yeah, if you don't have Little Nav Map, it's completely free. Definitely go check it out. It is an amazing program, doesn't take a whole lot of resources, and you know, it's for people that don't want to spend the money on, you know, something like Navigraph and SimBrief and all that stuff. Like I don't know. I've talked about it before, how I feel about payware and everything in certain games. Yeah, I just don't want to spend the money on that right now. So I'm crossing my path right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and bank left here. These are throttle down there, so we don't overspeed. And we are on path here. It's actually a beautiful day here with this cloud. I actually love flying in this right here, just below the dark clouds like this. Very nice. Alright, so let me get zoomed out here so I can see where I am flying to. Need to turn right just a little bit. Course correction here. So yeah, Court Farms, guys. Court Farms. So this is kind of like a little bit of, you know, Farming Simulator 22 meets Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So I love playing both games. And so I figured, with the talks of Oxygen David's new Court Farms map hopefully dropping soon. We don't know. You know, we never know as far as Farm Sim, like what, you know, day and time mods are going to drop. It is what it is. Because they have to go through testing and everything like that. Especially if they're going to be pushed through the mod hub, which I do believe he is trying to get it through the mod hub for all platforms and everything, so that's really cool. Everybody's going to have a chance to play on Court Farms. So we are actually getting fairly close here to the farm already, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bank to the right just a little bit. We're going to fly just north of the farm. We're going to go ahead and start descending down. We're going to let off our throttle so we don't overspeed on the way down here. Go ahead and turn it to the left here a little bit. Let's back the throttle down just enough to where we can get flaps 1 down. Help us fly a little slow and low here. Now, I don't know what this is going to look like when we get in here. When we get over here, I don't know if it's going to be really, you know, mapped in or anything like that. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and make our bank over to the right. The farm should be, let's see, just about off of our nose here. Let's see. It's gonna be... Is this it? I think this is it right here. We're flying just above it here. I'll get turned around so we can get a better view. I don't know if it's really rendering in properly as far as um the photogrammetry and everything goes. Getting a little slow here. Let's give it a little bit of throttle so we can keep our altitude up here a little bit. Alright, so this is what is rendering in for Court Farms, it looks like. So let's, I think that might be part of it right there. Get spun around again here, see if we can get a better view. Now we are also going to fly over to the castle that I believe is what the castle in the game, in the map is based off of. Not 100% sure. It is the closest castle I could find, and the one that kind of really looks like what the one in the map is. There is Court Farms. This is what is rendering in here. So it's not quite 100% accurate. We'll spin around and do one more flyby here, and then we'll make our way on down to the castle. So hopefully the castle is rendered in. So this, yeah, like I said, this is the closest castle I could find that resembles the castle in the map. At least from the pictures that I could see of the castle. So let's actually, yeah, let's fly on this side. There it is. This is what Microsoft Flight Sim is rendering in for Court Farms. So obviously we won't be able to really do any strong comparisons until we get the map and everything, but you know, that is Court Farms. So we'll maybe revisit this later on if you guys enjoy this kind of thing where I fly over maps and farm sim that are based off of real life locations. If you guys like that stuff, just make sure you smash the like button and all that stuff. Make sure you comment down below that you would like to see more of this, and if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And yeah, more content coming soon. So the update video that I put out is kind of explaining the schedule that I'm going to be following, or trying to follow at least. So we're going to go flaps up, and then we'll crank our throttle up here a little bit so we can get back up to speed. And let me recenter on the plane on my map there. There we go. Alright, we are following the course. We need to climb a little bit and get over this hill. We should be good. We're pushing 90 knots. We are fine. And I believe we're at about a 5-degree pitch there. We should be fine. Yeah, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday is what I'm trying to go with as far as uploading videos. And that way it'll leave Thursday, Friday, Saturday open for the live streams over on Twitch. And if you have not gone over to Twitch and followed my Twitch over there, make sure you do so if you're interested in the live streams. I know it's not for everybody, but we have a good time over there. We have a lot of fun. And yeah, so let's make our way on down. This is going to take me a little bit to get down here in this particular plane. Let's make our way on down to this castle that I believe is what is based, what the castle in the map is based off of. Like I said, this is the closest castle in the vicinity with the most resemblance, I should say. So let's get down here and check it out. Okay, so we're coming up to where this castle is supposed to be here. And we're going to see if it'll render in. Should be right off of our nose, I believe. There should be like a pond around it, or like a little moat or something around it. I am not seeing it at all, though. So, not sure what that's all about. It is not showing up in here at all. We zoom in just a little bit. Unless it's just super small and I just flew over and didn't even realize it, because I was kind of directly over where it was supposed to be. So let's go ahead and bank around here. I do have flaps 1 engaged here, just to kind of help with flying low and slow. Put a little bit more throttle. So this is supposed to be, and correct me if I pronounce this wrong for anybody over in the UK. This is supposed to be Stokersea Castle. Is I think the way you pronounce it. Okay, so we just kind of flew right over it again. I don't think it's rendering in properly. Let's actually do some fighter pilot style turning here. Hard bank and pull back on the stick. So I think it's supposed to be like right here. And it is definitely not rendering in, that is for sure. It is showing farm fields. Showing farm fields. That is what are you doing, Microsoft Flight Sim? That is not correct. That is not correct at all. Let's just keep flying around here, see if we can maybe not crash. Would be a good start. Unless, like, that's supposed to be it right there, but I don't think it is, and I think we're flying the wrong direction here. Let me... Nope, we're coming in. It should be right here. Let's see, it should be actually off to our right wing now, or left wing, rather. Yeah, it's... I don't think it's rendering in, guys, which is a shame. Because it shows up on Google Maps, and if it's on Google Maps, it should be on Bing Maps. Obviously, it's a castle that's been there for many, many years, and it is still showing as a place that apparently you can go visit and everything, and I can still see walls and everything up. Yeah, so it should be like right here is where it should be. And it is definitely not rendering in. So, that is unfortunate, but we're going to go fly on back to the airport and see if we can put this bird on the ground. Alright, so we're coming up to the airport. It is off to our right. It's going to be off that way. Somewhere right over in there. We're going to be looking for runway 9, and it looks like the wind has changed in our favor, so that's a good thing. It's going to be a headwind, so we're going to be flying into the wind, which is what you want when you're landing and taking off, which is what it was supposed to be when I took off. So takeoff was a little rough. Let's see how the landing goes. Let's start our bank to the right. We should start to see the airfield here in just a second. Should be... Maybe it's on the other side of this hill. I think it is. I think it's on the other side of the hill, so we need to Very, very careful with this. Let's actually take the lower end of the hill. And we should be able to swoop around it here. You see down here, just on our map here, the airport is showing up. Alright, so if we bank now, we should be lined up with the runway. And it is going to be on the other side of this hill, so that's going to make it very, very difficult. And we're getting a little stutter here. Let's give it some throttle so we can get up over these trees. I see the runway up ahead there. I was looking in the wrong spot. Alright, so we got the runway in sight. Let's go ahead and drop our landing gear. Let's slow it down, give ourselves flaps 1, just because it is a bit of a windy day. We're going to be looking for about 80, 85 knots, I believe, for landing. Should be pretty decent for this plane. We're a little high, that's fine. Definitely off on the glide, but, you know, this isn't an IFR flight. Or an ILS landing. We're a little high. Need to get down. Start letting throttle out. Got plenty of runway. This plane is not gonna need the entire runway to land. So we're gonna go ahead and cut our throttle right about there, and just let the plane set down. Had a little bit of pulling to the right there. Alright, let's start giving it some brake. Beautiful. We are on the ground, and we're gonna go ahead and cut across here on this taxiway. Let's get this bad boy slowed down. Alright, there we go. We are now off of the runway. We can take our landing lights on. We'll go ahead and kick on our taxi. Not the most beautiful flight in the world. Takeoff was rough. Landing was meh. The flight itself was a little bit breezy. And we're definitely not following the taxi lines here. But that is okay. Because flight sim. Yeah. Alright. We'll just find us a place to park over here. There's a little Cessna, it looks like, over here. We'll just go park next to this guy. Coming in hot. And right there should be good. We'll set our brake, go flaps up, and we'll go ahead and take our lights off. We'll leave the strobe on until engine shut down, which we can do now. Engine is shut down. Go ahead and turn off our strobe, and then final thing is going to be fuel tanks off and master off. And the plane is now shut down. Go ahead and hop out here, take one last little look-see at our steed, our trusty steed, the Icon. Love this plane, it's a great plane. Bit of a letdown on the flyover, but nonetheless it was still a flight. And hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.